Hi, I'm Dr. Rajani. Thanks for joining me today. We're talking about an important one, a fun one, the jawline. We did snatched of the high cheek and an important area to snatch the upper face and the face in general. Today we're going to talk about why, but we're focusing on the jawline. And everyone wants a jawline. We don't not necessarily always want the wide Texas jawline. Some people don't like that. Sometimes it's masculine. Men, stay tuned for this one because men with a stronger jawline are associated with more success, more handsomeness, beauty, attractiveness, however you want to put it. And today I'm going to show injections. We're going to go through some of the anatomy. We're going to show you before and afters, and we're going to talk about why snatching the jawline is all important to that fully snatched look. Join me and stay tuned here in 3 seconds. So the jawline, it's one of those areas, if you told me in the early 2000s, of course, those fillers back then didn't last that long. Collagen didn't last that long. We didn't have robust fillers. But if you said we're going to be using fillers for the jawline, I wouldn't have believed it. And even in 2006-07, when Radiesse came out, we were putting that mainly in the cheeks and of course nasal folds and lower face, but we went as far as the cheeks, but it just wasn't common to put it in the jawlines, nor did people ask for it. So why is it that we're doing it now? Remember, if you like these videos, click like, there's a black button below. Also, subscribe. Click the button below and subscribe to the channel. Exactly, I love the little pop. And you'll be notified if you click the bell also of all the future upcoming videos. And we're doing longer ones like this, and we're also doing now Raji's quickies, so stay tuned for those. Those are quicker ones on real quick subjects, everything aesthetic. I'm real excited to do those. So the jawline is of course associated with beauty, and if you look at pictures of the models around the world, you'll see a strong jawline, a great neck. Nefertiti, of course, the Egyptian goddess, had the best neck and is touted as having superpowers from her neck and jawline. And even today, when we see people, when we're looking at them and we're calculating beauty, because we do it in our mind, whether you know it or not, you're calculating dimensions, you're calculating ratios. A fat neck is not so attractive. A sharp chiseled one is wider, and an angle of more 90 to 110 is associated with a male. A softer angle generally is associated with a female. But you see crossovers now, and a lot of people say, Rajani, I don't mind doing the neck and the jawline, but I don't want that Texas jawline. And so everyone has, of course, their own idea of what is on the side of masculine, or are we becoming androgynous? And so people have their own ideas, but one thing is clear, a stronger, more chiseled jawline is attractive. And when we're calculating beauty, we're looking at the eyes, and I have videos on, of course, the brow lift. We're going to do the snatched brow as well, so stay tuned. And of course, the high cheek. We also did that video on the snatched, the most important injection point. Why do we start there? I start up in the temple, but why? A lot of people don't inject that area, or they don't put long-term products, so they go to the cheek. But why would you start at the cheek first before you go to the jawline? We always start at the top and work down. And it's because what we do here, not so much the temple in terms of lifting, but definitely the high cheek. What we do there determines what we do in the lower face, and we need less. Because the inverted triangle, okay, so an inverted triangle of youth becomes the pyramid of age. And as we restore the upper face, we restore that inverted triangle. And by doing so, we have to do less in the jaw. Imagine if we just started in the jawline, we would make people wide here, but they'd still be narrow here. And that's opposite of what we're trying to do. We still want that inverted triangle of youth. So that's one reason we definitely want to start in the upper face. And it's also the reason when you get a consult that you will be told you might need many vials of filler. Because if you need the cheek, we know the average is 1 to 3 per side, and that's the FDA approved in the studies, okay? So that might be 3 and 3, that could be 6. Most people get away with 1 and 1.5 per side, but when we get to the jawline, hold on to your seat here, because it's not unusual to do 3 to 5 vials of filler. 5 vials is a teaspoon. And if you think about creating a jawline, if there's bone loss, if it's not strong to begin with, if you need chin projection, you can easily get to 5 vials for the jawline alone, or 1 teaspoon, no problem. So let's watch an injection now, and then we'll go to some before and afters. One of the things I like to do, start posterior, inject the gonial angle, the preauricular area is important, recreate that. Where is our patient looking, however? They often don't see the gonial angle that pulls back when we inject it. And they go home and don't see it. They're pretty upset if they bought 2 or 3 vials and we just affected the posterior region. They go home and see the window. And what's in the window? The pre-jowl. The chin projection is, but they often don't look in 3 dimensions like that. They're looking like this in the mirror. And I know everyone at home, you guys have those magnifying mirrors. I go to stay at these hotels, and they have, of course, you shave, and typically, guy shaves in the morning, and they have this big magnifying mirror, and you go, oh my God, you mean women look in that thing? It horrifies me. So I know you guys have 3-way mirrors, or mirrors that you can see the side, but trust me, when we do the frame of the face and people go home and don't see it, they're not happy with what they've spent unless they see something. So while I want to do this because it's going to help the angle of the oral commissure and the angle of the mouth and pull back, I also know I have to do the pre-jowl, and it makes sense to do it all. It's just that you got 1 vial, 2 vial, 3, 4, and most people need some chin projection. People want it. That angle of the face that goes anterior is an attractive look. Calculate it, because as you walk around the street, you're calculating the eye. Are they awake? Are they rested? What's the canthal tilt? You're calculating the strong jawline, the neck. Is there loose skin? You're looking at the lip and the dimensions. And the other thing you're looking at, of course, is that gonial angle, and you're calculating it. So the chin projection plays a role anteriorly, because when you look at lips, we're calculating that as well. So when you think of a jawline, think of the preauricular area, think about the gonial angle, think about the jawline proper, and then the anterior and the chin projection. It's all part of it. So it's hard to ask your injector to address one and not the other. Imagine doing the pre-jowl and injecting anterior, but leaving the posterior unfinished, untreated, however you want to put it. It's like painting half your car or putting wheels, nice rims on one side, not the other. Wouldn't make sense. So you have to treat the whole thing and hopefully start in the upper face and work down. And that's why combinations are best. If you look at a before and after, you can see it's just a little more sharp, the jawline. It's a little more chiseled. And keep in mind, if you need the submental fat treated, or if it's undefined along the jawline because of fat, using Kybella, fat dissolving, liposuction, whatever you want to do to reduce neck fat, plus or minus radio frequency, because this works good in combination with Kybella, or even surgery to tighten the skin and shrink further fat cells. You're always going to be working on the submental region. Rarely do people say, I'm done. It's a one and done, I'm finished, it looks perfect. People are always working on it. They want it perfect, chiseled, defined, and they'll always complain about loose neck in the skin, especially skin type 1 to 3, more on the white side, thin skin, estrogen depleted. So PDO threads, radio frequency, injectables, lasers, it all works together in concert. It's hard to pick one or the other. And if there's brown spots or red spots, of course, IPL. So it's a complex area. If you want to snatch the face, start up in the cheek area like we did that video, and then move to the jawline. And of course, our video, if it's not posted yet, it's coming, the snatched brow lift. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me here. Watch these videos once a week, and then Raji's quickies as well. Once a week, we're going to post those. Subscribe. Join me over on Instagram. We have fun conversations, more before and after pictures to keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.